Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Billy gives Phyllis an ultimatum, and Holden wants something from Audra. Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025. Today on The Young and the Restless, Sally and Audra swap advice. Tessa comes through for Daniel, and Amy leaves Genoa City. At Crimson Lights, Daniel's hoping Tessa can help him. She understands he needs an emotional reset. Daniel doesn't have a choice if he wants to continue to function as a human being and a dad. Losing Heather for a while was hard enough, but forever. That's why he needs to find his way. I'm going to need a little bit of your time, a lot of your patience, and as much of your talent as you can spare. Tessa tries to puzzle this out until Daniel finally tells her he'd like her to teach him how to play the guitar. Tessa signs on. Daniel explains he's dabbled before. Tessa says, it is a commitment. She admits it could help him tune out the noise in his head, but guitar can also break his heart. The journey could be filled with frustration and disappointment. Daniel has already worried about disappointing his mother, Lucy, even Billy Abbott, who he doesn't care about. He's eager and wants to learn, fail, and get better. It's about moving in a forward direction and maybe learning some new things about himself. This could be the thing to get him unstuck creatively. Tessa smiles. I'm in. Tessa asks why Daniel doesn't do this with his dad. Daniel says it would be too much emotional honesty and probably tears with every chord. Tessa jokingly promises to be cold and distant. He says she's his first choice as a teacher. He has a guitar that he would break out every now and then with Heather. Tessa promises he'll always moving forward, and maybe it will unstick him. That's what he needs. After a while, Daniel and Tessa reconvene on the patio with their guitars. She notices that his is expensive. He offers to trade her, but she explains that your guitar is your baby. You can't just swap. Daniel apologizes. He strums his guitar and it sounds out of tune. Tessa will help. They start going over what strings, frets, and keys. She shows him how to hold his fingers on the strings and he improves. Tessa plays a little as he watches. Big news. Amy and Damien arrive at Nate's place, and she makes her way to the sofa. Nate tells her she's glowing. She explains that Damien drove her around to see the places she used to work and live. Damien teases that she got him lost 3 or 4 times. Amy thanks her son for letting her show him part of her life. Damien says it was a good day. Nate smiles. He's glad they had this time together. He reveals he just got off the phone with Dr. Kelly and has an update on her treatment. Nate asks her some questions about her appetite. Amy says she had enough energy to console a dear friend of hers and to drive around with Damien. Are you going to tell me what the doctor said? Nate nods. Yes, ma'am. He says Dr. Kelly has been pleased with the updates she's been giving her. Her reactions so far makes her a perfect candidate for the treatment center in Boston. Damien says that's amazing. Amy gasps. I'm not sure what this means. Nate tells her. It means you have a chance. She cries on Damien's shoulder. Nate warns Amy and Damien not to get ahead of themselves. Amy worries about the cost. Damien will cover it and tells it just to worry about herself. She persists. This is pricey. Damien pleads with her to put that aside. Nate, call her and tell her yes. Amy repeats this. Nate tells her there's a spot open now, but she has to leave for Boston tonight. Amy protests about her time with Damien being cut short. Damien reminds her that if this works out, they'll have a lot more time together. Amy becomes emotional. You want to spend more time with me? Nate says it's her best shot. Amy cries about being away from both of them and her sweet Audra. Between friends. At the club, Sally tells Audra about Phyllis hammering away at Billy and snarking at her. She complains that Billy's tying himself in knots to excuse her behavior and Phyllis is exploiting his sympathy for her own gain. Audra hears her and is on her side, but she's also wondering what about Phyllis threatens her so much. Sally protests. She's not threatened by Phyllis, just annoyed. Audra points out she's been through some dark stuff lately. Sally knows. She should be at a yoga retreat. Billy thinks Abbott Communications need her, but they don't. He doesn't. She's annoyed and nervous. Audra asks, but not threatened. She suggests Sally might be wondering if Phyllis is looking for more from Billy. Sally says he would never fall for her again. He would know better, wouldn't he? Audra assures Sally that Billy wouldn't fall for Phyllis again. She's too toxic. Suddenly, Holden appears at the table and gushes about springtime in Los Angeles, which gets real hot, real fast. Audra says that's why she's happier in Genoa City. He walks off, and Sally tells her friend she's brutal. The mood between them was tense. Audra finds his charm so boring. Sally prods about their past. You're holding back. What really happened between you two? Audra denies there's more to the story. It's ancient history, nothing worth discussing. Sally thinks it's obvious that Holden's feelings are very much in the present. Audra accuses Sally of being jealous of Phyllis. Sally accuses her of trying to change the subject. Audra advises her to play dirty and try to make Phyllis look bad. Do what it takes. Sally hedges. Maybe. Giving her advice in return, she suggests she keep Nate away from Holden. Audra says Nate knows where she stands. Sally argues that Holden's not about to give up. Audra says that's his problem, not hers. Sally leaves, with Audra telling her to take her advice about Phyllis and make her proud. Holden rushes over to Audra and asks, "What happened to us being friends?" He wants to buy her a drink. Audra tells Holden he'll have to drink alone. She's swamped with building her own company. He wants to hear about it. She says it's a passion project, fully funded, and close to the heart. Holden is looking for a new opportunity. She asks about his job with Damien. He wants to enjoy what he does and feel there's respect, support, and appreciation. This is as good a time as any to explore new opportunities. Plus, you might need someone like me. He would follow the boss anywhere. Audra will keep that in mind. With that, she sashays out. Billy's ultimatum. Phyllis arrives at Billy's place and offers to take her brilliant launch ideas elsewhere after he remarks on seeing her again so soon. They sit, and he admits she made him nervous earlier. She assures him she's all about Abbott Communications. Daniel will too. Billy looks away. Yeah, she tells him not to worry. Billy doesn't have to worry, but he does, and you should too. They bicker about Daniel's trauma. She thinks he's suggesting her son is too traumatized to work. She rants that she's been through a kidnapping and is still coming up with brilliant ideas. Don't say that about my son. My son is human. Billy states that her son does not want to be there right now. He's only doing it because of you. Phyllis tries to deny that Daniel took the job because of her. Billy asks, "Are you sure about that?" Phyllis will be by his side every step of the way. Billy warns her about forcing him to take the job. He doesn't want to be there and needs to figure out his own path. You have to let him go. Phyllis tells Billy that he spiraled the last time his life fell apart. She chokes up, "I don't want that to happen again." Billy agrees, but from the very beginning he was reluctant to join the company. It took a lot of convincing to get him to come on board. He's doing it because of you. He's doing it for you because he loves you. Show him how much you love him. Let him go do this thing. Billy repeats to Phyllis that she needs to let this thing with Daniel go. Phyllis asks, "What if I say no?" Billy says he'll wish her well. She fumes. "You're making me choose between my job and my son?" Billy says Daniel's heart isn't in it. She needs to accept that and she'll be better off too. Sally comes in and learns that Billy's making it clear that she has to let go of the idea of Daniel joining their company, or we'll have to go our separate ways. Billy tells Phyllis that he wants to work with her, but if she keeps trying to convince Daniel to join the team, she'll become a liability. Her head won't be in the game. Phyllis declares that this is ridiculous. She'll have to rethink this partnership. Billy suggests she do that. He wants her on his team, but only on his terms. Phyllis exits. Sally asks, "What on earth did I just walk in on?" Amy's goodbye. At Nate's place, Nate and Damien continue trying to convince Amy to leave for the treatment center in Boston. They'll visit her and blow up her phone. So will Audra. Nate asks if she'll go. Amy will go pack. Damien says he'll charter a flight. They'll go in comfort. He isn't about to fly coach. Amy grins. You're coming with me? Damien confirms it. Nate asks if they have room for one more. Amy cries that she and her son are getting back something they lost a long time ago. Damien says they're getting there. I need you to beat this thing, so we can have time to make that happen. Nate says, that's the plan. Audra arrives and learns that Amy has a shot at a miracle, but is leaving now. Amy tells her she expects plenty of phone calls, and maybe a visit or two. Audra says, as soon as I can. She hugs her and Damien and Amy leave. Nate says he'll be right behind them. He tells Audra he's going along to get Amy settled in. I won't be gone long, and I will miss you. She grins. Have a safe flight. They kiss.